one of the topics I wanted to talk about real quick is about your red days or lack thereof. It was really inspiring to see you just posting so many green days, and the tickers where you were just red a small amount, and that continued throughout the whole challenge. You were just so consistent in that way. My question is, are you usually that consistent with your red days? What has been the secret to you constantly staying green on the day?
Yeah, so that is pretty typical for my trading over the last couple of years. I don't really have a lot of red days, and I've gotten better at that too. I used to have more of them, and I realized that once I'm wrong enough times, two, three, four times, I get beat on the same stock. I just don't trade it anymore, or I wait and see if the price action changes, and if I see, a significant change where I feel like I have edge again, then maybe I'll go back and trade it again. But yeah, I limit those pretty effectively just by moving on and finding other things to trade. Typically, there's something else. Um, and yeah, limiting losses is absolutely a very important part of my success. I mean, you can't really just dig yourself into a hole deeper and deeper and deeper every day. Because then it takes more and more effort to get out of it. You just have to know when you're beat, you know. So yeah, that's yeah, pretty typical for me though. It took me a little while to figure that out. I used to definitely dig myself into bigger holes. Early in the morning, especially, I might be wrong and then just keep being wrong a bunch of times till I was several $1,000s red. And yeah, those days suck. So I wanted to not do that anymore. So I just adapted, and yeah, now it's that's pretty typical of those kind of P&Ls for what I'm doing.
For the mornings that you start out red, how many of those days happened in this challenge where you were red on the day for the start and had to bounce back?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. I didn't keep track. I know there are some other ways of tracking your P&L that kind of show the fluctuation throughout the day. Um, but I'd say probably at least, 20% of the time, probably at least one day a week. I'm probably red near the open because I'm starting from zero. So, make a mistake on your first trade and you're red. And then from there, it really depends on the reason why I'm red and whether or not I'm trading poorly and I'm making bad decisions, and that's why I'm red, or if I'm making good trades, but they're just going against me, trades that I know have a positive expected value that are going to work more often than not, but they just didn't work the first few times. Then on those instances, I really don't even care about it. Like it doesn't really matter that I'm red. I'm still going to continue taking those trades, and I know that they'll average out, and I'll come out ahead. And then on those days when I'm red because I'm not seeing the market well, or if I'm just really making bad decisions, I mean, no one's immune to that. Everyone has bad days where you come to the market and you just start pushing buttons, and then you look back and you think, why the hell did I take that trade? I do that. I mean, sometimes I have days like that, and then on those days, it's good to just walk away for a little while. Um, Maybe come back and trade the afternoon, or maybe just sit on my hands for a while and just watch until I feel like I'm in sync with the market again, and then start trading again. Being self-aware and understanding when you're in that mode, or when you're trading well, but it's just going against you. That's really important. That's been a big focus for me over the last year or so, is improving that, just executing, because I know that the strategy that I'm employing works. I know that I have an edge, um, but then knowing exactly when to push and when I'm trading poorly, and sizing appropriately for the times where it's really going well, and scaling back when it's not going so well, and knowing when it's time to walk away. All that stuff makes a big difference too. And those are all things I've been working on over the last, especially the last 6 months to a year. Once I really got pretty comfortable with this strategy, then I've started to really perfect it and try to minimize the bad trades, and try to work out as much of the mistakes as I can. I'm not going to eliminate them all, but at least do the best I can. And yeah, you could see in those P&Ls, I've done a pretty good job of keeping the red red ticker's fairly small. Yeah. So yeah, that's a big part of my success. That's definitely just as important as the green ones is knowing how to limit the red ones.